Kemi from Darien, Connecticut.
And you are here because your daughter died in a riding accident. Was it 11 years ago?
12 years ago, 1998, August.
And she was wearing a hat that you thought was that you just thought would protect her.
Yeah, it was the traditional velvet hunt cap that I believed was a helmet at the time, and I didn't realize till after her death that it was actually a piece of apparel that serves no protection for any kind of head injury or concussion. Had she been wearing a safety helmet at the time, she would definitely be alive today.
And she was riding at a barn that that not only approved but mandated ride. Not particularly that hat, but this hat was part of the. She had to wear a helmet or a hat.
Right. Yeah. Back in '98, I was saying there was. I don't even know how many safety helmets were actually manufactured, and they were really unattractive, and nobody ever really wore them. So a lot of it has just sort of come along in the last few years, where the awareness is that you need to have a safety helmet on. So back in '98 at the barn where she rode, everybody always had the velvet hunt cap on.
With the chin strap.
Chin strap done. You couldn't ride with it. You couldn't be in the barn without it. And as I said now, like, what was the purpose of it? Because I all along assumed that
you thought you were being a good mother,
helmet, right? I would never have her ride with something that wasn't a helmet. It'd be stupid of me. And until she died, I didn't know that.
And she was just you said she was walking?
She was at a walk, and she was listening to the trainer and just sort of looking over her shoulder. My mom and dad were at the ring that day, and then the horse spooked for some reason, and she was thrown forward. And as my dad said, she actually grabbed the horse's neck and actually almost slid off and landed on her side in the 4 inches of sand in the ring outside. And she didn't get up, so they just thought she was embarrassed because she'd fallen. And then they went over and realized that she was unconscious. So that's the whole thing. It's sort of like Courtney's story. It's one moment. It's not the big event. You just fall, and the force of a horse, jerking, you are propelled pretty strongly. So.
And since then, you've tried to change the rules and change laws. What have you done?
After she died, I found out that the Eastern European Coalition actually put together a set of regulations that basically said that they can't sell or produce an equestrian helmet that doesn't meet a safety standard. And so I approached Senator Dodd's office at the time, and he proposed a piece of legislation co-sponsored by Senator Chafee that says that in America that no equestrian helmet can be sold or produced that does not meet a safety standard. Therefore, the hat that she had on that day could no longer be sold or produced in the country because it looks like a helmet. It has a chin strap. It doesn't look a lot different than the safety helmets out there today. And that no longer could be on the market for sale, so that somebody like I wouldn't walk into the store and purchase something that I believed was a helmet that wasn't. And since 2002 when it was first introduced, it's been introduced 3 times and has been turned down all 3 times.
Why would it be turned down? It seems, it's like an obvious, it seems like an easy bill to pass.
Nobody knows the answer to that. They can't figure out what it is about it. It doesn't demand that anybody wear a helmet. As I said, to me, it's a consumer protection issue, that no consumer should buy something that looks like a helmet that's not a helmet, and we need that legislation to be passed for that. But for whatever reason, it just isn't going through. So I'm still working on it. So it's the best I can do right now.
So you'll just keep trying until it does get passed?
Yes, unfortunately Senator Dodd lost the election, so he's no longer in office as of this month. So her legislation still sits there. Now I have to go and find a Democratic U.S. Senator and a Republican, because Senator Chafee, when he lost his election, I didn't have a Republican co-sponsor, and for the last few years I've been trying to find one, and just like her law, for some reason no U.S. Republican senator was willing to co-sponsor her legislation. So we're almost back to square one, meaning that I need 2 U.S. senators again to approach who will be willing to sponsor, and then we try to pass it again. So I'll keep fighting. I think there's a way.
And you found Lindsay somehow. Lindsay's the co-founder of Riders4Helmets.
Yes, my 4th daughter actually started on Facebook a group called, I think it's called the Kristen O'Donnell Equestrian Helmet Act group, and she had put together just information about the legislation a number of years ago. And after Courtney fell, somehow through Facebook, Lindsay saw the group and contacted my oldest living daughter at the time. And they started talking, and she came down and said, "Mom, you have to talk to this girl, Lindsay. I think she can help you with Kristen's legislation." And lo and behold, I've become involved with her organization, and she's helped me immensely. I'm trying to help her as best I can, because I think we're all working for the same goal, which is to save people's lives and promote education about helmet awareness and concussions and all the things that we have to learn in this industry.
And we should have said, actually, your daughter was called Kristen, and
yes.
And the law is Kristen's law.
Yes, Kristen O'Donnell Equestrian Helmet Act is the name of it. So
Okay.
if anybody out there knows anybody who can help me with it, I would greatly appreciate any help I can get.